This lesson is on conjugating hada verbs to the present tense. A hada verb is any verb whose infinitive form ends in hada. Remember, an infinitive form of a verb is one that translates as to verb. Hada is a verb in itself. It means to do. Often what you will find with hada verbs is that they are made up of a noun and the hada ending. For example, to swim is suyang hada. It is made up of hada, which means to do, and suyang, which means swimming. So put it together, and it's to do swimming, or to swim. You can also see the hada ending added to English words to make them more Koreanized, like to download, download hada, or to interview, interview hada. There are lots of hada verbs, and the great thing about them, from a student's point of view, is that they're all conjugated the same way. So let's learn them. Like I said, hada is itself a verb, so we'll use that as the example. Remember when we learned a verbs and verbs, the first thing we did was cut off the da ending to get the root verb. And we're going to do that here too. Ha. Then, to make the casual version, we will change the a to an a. Hey. For the polite form, we add yo to the casual form. Hey, yo. And for the formal form, we add mnida to the root verb. 함니다. There we go, all done. These are the present tense endings you will use for any hada verb you encounter. Here's a short list of hada verbs. You can practice conjugating as many of them as you like and memorizing as many as you like. Conjugated forms are in the comment section if you want to check your answers. Remember, in Korean, you don't have to change your verb when you speak in the third person like we do in English. Like where we say, I do, or the man does. We usually make our verbs plural when we speak in the third person, but Korean doesn't do this. Use the same words regardless of whether you are speaking in first, second, or third person. Now I'm going to go over how to make hada verbs into sentences. I covered this twice already in the a verb and verb videos, so if you don't need a reminder, then the lesson is over for you. Thanks for studying with me. For the rest of you, let's get started making the sentence I do. In the casual form, 나 해. In the polite form, 저 해요. In the formal form, 저 합니다. Now we can say it this way because it's such a short sentence everyone will know what we mean. But we can also add subject markers. Subject markers are attached to the end of the subject of the sentence. That is, the noun which is performing the action. There are two types. The nun/un type, which puts the emphasis on the action, and the ga/e type, which puts the emphasis on the subject. E or un are meant to go at the end of words that end in consonants, and ga and nun are meant to go at the end of words that end in vowels. Let me demonstrate with the example I do. In English, we don't have subject markers, so if you want to emphasize the action in your sentence, you do so by saying the action louder. I do. In Korean, you emphasize the action by adding an un or nun subject marker. I do. Or 나는 해. 저는 해요. 저는 합니다. Sometimes people will use a shorthand for un/nun, which is just n. So if you want to use the shorthand to emphasize the action, you would say 난 해. 전 해요. 전 합니다. And in English, if you want to emphasize the subject, you say that louder. I do. In Korean, you emphasize the subject by adding the ga/e subject marker. I ga do. And something funny happens with these three pronouns when you want to use the ga/e subject marker. First, you add the e and then the ga. And the e combines with the vowel at the end of the pronoun to make a new sound. So to say I do in Korean, you say 내가 해, 제가 해요, 제가 합니다. And the third pronoun, ne, is the casual way of saying you, and it also gets both the e and the ga. It looks like it would be pronounced nega, but that sounds really close to casual I, nega. So instead, it is pronounced in a surprising and unexpected way, ni, ga. Well, despite what that might sound like, that is how you say you with the ga/e subject marker. And remember, it's only these three pronouns which get both the e and the ga. For all other nouns and pronouns, add only ga if your noun ends in a vowel, or add only e if your noun ends in a consonant. Why are na, cha, and ne different? Well, there's no good reason for it. It's something that started a long, long time ago and has just kind of persisted. Now, moving on, what's great about Korean is that you don't have to conjugate your verbs as you switch from first person to second person to third person like we do in English. You know how we say I do, the woman does. We change our verbs, but Korean does not. We can use the same three versions of do no matter whether we are speaking in first person, second person, third person, singular, or plural. So convenient. Subject markers can be tricky for some people, so this is the third time I've explained it, and I will probably explain it again. So don't give up if you're having a difficult time with this concept. It's not an easy one. And if you do understand it, well, then it's important to be reminded. Again, practice your conjugation with my list of how to verbs, take advantage of all the links in the description, and stay peaceful. And thanks for studying with me.